All right, guys, I'm so glad. I'm so glad you guys told me you couldn't hear me. So everything that I said that was so instructive, you guys could hear me because we had the microphone on mute. Hey, we're all beginning this online life, quarantine life. So sorry. Thank you for the comments though, right? If you see anything wrong with the stream and the broadcast, make sure that you let me know. Thank you. All right. Like I was saying before I was muted, or since I was muted, you guys can hear me. Super Samrat is number one. He's won 5 games in a row. Remember, you win 3 games in a row. Your third game, you get double the points. But what Super Samrat is doing is he's cutting his time in half, which is called berserking. So when you're berserking, you get half the time that you started with. Now, if you win that game, you get an extra point than you would normally get for a win. If you lose that game, then you lose those same points, right? And also, if you win 3 in a row, you get double, and you want to be able to get that streak. But it's really special if you win 2 in a row or 3 in a row, and you berserking at the same time. You're getting extra points. So Super Samrat has 20. Major Roz, the young lady from Holland, fire. 4 straight wins, has 12. Quarantine Sucks. I don't know who you are, but has won 4 straight since the first loss of the tournament. And also now just won 5 straight games, which puts Quarantine Sucks in number 2. B Chess H1, that's Harlan from Bates. Coming in at 4th place with 8 points. Shooty 7212, Khalil McGinnis, represent University Prep Middle School, Detroit City Chess Club, CPR Chess, that is Charlie Reese, former K3 state champion from Holland, is coming in with 6 points. Now, if you look at CPR, he hasn't had a streak, but he has 5 points. If he had his streak going, he would have more points there. Dilly 789, I don't know who you are. Please tell me who you guys are, if you can. That way I can give you a shout out. All right, and we have Caitlin Cobb. Caitlin Cobb is coming in at 9th place and in full empty pajamas. He's also on the first page. How much time we have left? We have half the tournament left, and we do have some low scores, so everybody has a chance. I mean, the first page. Okay. Yeah, the first page, like number 10 only has 4 points. I mean, anyone could catch number 10. Let's go to a game here. Major Roz. Oh, no, this is a good game. I mean, you're talking about one of the top young players from Holland versus one of the top young players from Detroit City Chess Club, Bates. Oh, man, this is a battle. So we look at this game. It's a closed center. And there is a bishop pair versus a pair of knights. Now, the bishop pair in this type of a center is not as good as an open center. So like, for instance, the bishop on d3 is just a tall pawn. Now, when you have a bishop, that's a bad bishop. And the bad bishop is a bishop that's situated on the same color as the pawns. And it can't move because of that. If you have a bishop like this, there's three things you got to do. You want to trade that bishop for a piece of equal value. You want to get the bishop outside the pawn chain, if you can, like bishop c2 and bishop a4. Or you would like to move the pawns from in front of the bishop, which is hard because the center is locked. Now, another thing about a locked center play switches to the wings, which usually means you have to attack with pawns, because piece play is limited because of the cramped position of the center. So now you have to look for pawn breaks. For instance, like black wants to get a b5 pawn break in with a6 and b5 and maybe rook to b8. to get the b5 pawn break. That's something he could do. And black would like to get the f5 pawn break. So here, there was a trade here. Now black also has a bad bishop here. Would like to trade it. Oh, he protects the bishop. So what black is looking to do is play knight e8, trade that bad bishop off. And then it's going to be white's bad bishop versus black's knight. Now, I would say something. This knight on h8 is like very bad. You have to find a way to get this knight in the game somehow. And also, if I'm white, I would never let this knight get in the game. The only way I can see this knight getting in the game is going to f7 or g6. Right now, there's a pawn on f5, so I guess g6 could be played. Okay. Still closed position, and here you see, sorry, he drops the d6 pawn. He was concentrated so much on getting this bishop maybe outside the pawn chain, rerouted into a better square, that he drops it here. Oh, what he wanted to do is really trade it for this bishop. He did, but now he's down how many pawns? He have 5 pawns, and then there's 7 pawns. So this looks like a clear victory for Majoraj, actually. And then Majoraj gets another pawn, plus it gets the d7 or e6 square, which is a great square for the knight. 4 pass pawns. So Majoraj should go on to win this game. Majoraj is in 3rd place overall. Man, this young lady is doing such a good job. So let's go to another game. Oh man, Shudi versus Samrat. So this is the 2 highest rated player in today's tournament. Like I said, we're missing. Where you guys at? Hales Bishop, we're missing you. Chess B player, we're missing you. Aiden Song, who dominated yesterday. See, when you guys play, if somebody dominates and wins every game, you guys got to get a game, because now Aiden is saying, I don't want to play anymore because I just dominated everybody. So he didn't come today. Also, BCW Arts, we're missing you today, right? These are Castech players. All these players are over 1,900. We're missing them. And one of the most consistent players that have won many of these tournaments, Wolf 2008, we're missing him as well. So we look at the Super Samrat game. Looks like Samrat is up just a piece, up a bishop. And one thing I know about Super Samrat, he's very solid. He's going to trade off all the pieces. He plays the end game very well. I think this is just going to be a conversion. Now, the only thing that's going against Super Samrat is the fact that he is down so much time. But with an extra piece, I believe he has, with that 1:39, I believe that's enough time. White tried his best to get a really good king. Tried his best to do that. Now here, what I would have done here, I would have trapped the pawns on light squares so my bishop can return and attack them later. That was an excellent move. Because now I can take here on g4. And then you have like bishop e2, and now this pass pawn is going to start cruising. And see, let me tell you guys something what Shudi just did there. Shudi resigned, right? Shudi resigned there. Yeah, he resigned. And that's a good thing, because you don't want to play this game out where you're losing by material and you don't get a chance to play multiple games. Because if you resign now, you can start over really quickly and play another game and make up for the loss. But if you play this game out and you never come back, then you're just gonna waste 6 minutes on your time to try to get first place or battle for a position. So that was a smart thing for Shooty to resign there that early. All right, here we got to look at this game. Super Samrat is berserking Majorage. Now this could backfire. This really could backfire. Oh, but I will say this about Super Samrat, knowing him really well. When you play the London system and black copies, that's usually never a good idea. So here he plays C3 instead of C4. Very interesting. Usually a C4, knight C3, and queen B3. But here, Super Samrat is playing pretty solid here. You know, not really taking advantage of, you know, the opening mistake that black made. For instance, like queen to B5 would have put pressure on Majorage. But now Majorage is looking pretty solid. If you castle, still queen B5 is there, but it's not the same effect. Here's Samrat is looking to control the E5 square. One thing about and I want you guys to know this by any opening, a pawn on E5, the castle king dies. And a knight on E5, the castle king won't survive. Remember that rhyme. When you play in the opening, if you can establish something on the E5 square, whether it's a pawn or a knight, that is a prelude to an attack on the castle king. So here, this was a really interesting move. Here Samrat actually takes control over the center, which makes sense. Now you have a space advantage with D4. Knight is threatening to take this bishop here if you wanted to take that. You have bishop to... Super Samrat is playing very, very solid here, protecting the space. And what he's doing is, see, this pawn gives white an advantage here. It does. It stops the knight from going to E5. It controls the C5 square. You notice how he has the queen on the open file, so there's no F6 because the E6 pawn will be weak. E5 won't work. Next, he's going to be bringing either G4 and G5 up, which is a valid plan too, but also like Rook E1. So he can bring Rook E1 now. He's not scared of the trades. But now here, I think black is equalized because of that trade. You could have kept the tension with Rook E1, and you'd be the first one to dominate the E file because of the doubling of the rooks after the queen captures. So Majorage just protects the pawn. I would say black is actually better in this position, mainly because of the structure. Even though I don't believe black is losing at all, the structure said black is better. And look how black is. She just goes to the end, knowing that she's fine. Her king is going to be closer to the center. Forgive me, guys. I'm trying to figure out how to. Okay, there we go. I guess get these comments out on YouTube. Black is still better here, but this is the wrong side. I don't think black can create a passed pawn. Black should be trying to get her king into the game in a quick fashion. So like I would be playing, I don't know, maybe king to E6. Okay, so you can't let white's king enter. You have to play F6. Okay, she plays king F6. I don't know if I like that. I will let the pawns do the work. So here I would check and then push for sure. Check or maybe take though. Depends on where she goes. So if she goes king E3, I would take because then that gives her double isolated pawns. And now maybe push. Yep. And here white's plan is to push G3 and get rid of the pawn. And here black's plan is to play F5 here. So you have G3, then you're gonna have F5. Now white is kind of happy getting rid of the double pawn. And then F5. And this is looking more and more like could be a draw if correct plays played. Okay, so maybe F6. And now White's king is actually better placed. And the problem is if Black runs out of moves, he could get hit with Zugzwang. Now here Black should play. No, I was thinking Black should play this move. Probably so. Black could play a pawn freeze with B5. And I don't see a breakthrough. A breakthrough is where you can sacrifice a couple pawns to get a running pawn for a queen. I don't see a breakthrough here. I don't see one. See, and that could have been a mistake there. Now, I still think Black could draw because, well, I don't know. King, you go king back to G5. Now, that's wrong. That was wrong because you gave up the opposition there. So now, wait a minute. Yeah. So now White is better in this endgame. Like I said, Super Samrat creates, you know, some good things by playing these endgames. Maybe push, yep, step here. I don't know. Super Samrat might not have did the right thing with his trebuchet to step back. With his opposition, he might not have handled that the correct way. But now it looks like it's just should be a draw for sure. Now you have to have the diagonal opposition. So go king to, yeah, right? Diagonal opposition again, king. But what diagonal opposition is having an odd number of squares on a diagonal. See, he gave it up. He gave the diagonal opposition up. Can he get it back? He can. Oh man, can he? Well, I'm not sure. Oh man, this doesn't look so good. All right, so will he try to run and get this pawn here? You go, yeah, I don't think that it's gonna work. He gave up the opposition in that game. He's gonna try to run and take these pawns. This is hard to calculate with this much time if she could actually do this. Got take here. And then another take. Another take. Will she be able to queen? You talking about 1 and 4. She has 4 as well. So, oh man, it looks like it's going to be 2 queens on the board. 4. I'm gonna go 3 and I'm gonna go 4. Push. 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 And then there will be another queen. Wow. What an end game here. Now here, you definitely couldn't trade there. But you can trade here, and actually it's a draw. So queen takes, and then king takes. But all White has to do is get to C1, and it's a draw. Wow, what a game. Major Raj from Holland, Sachi. And you just go in the corner, and there's no way to queen the pawn. And Major Raj has struck the first blood on Super Samrat, stopping that streak. and actually giving herself a chance to catch up. And there's the draw. What a game between the two first and the third place players there. Okay. So right now, Super Samrat is still undefeated, but that last game he got credit for a draw. Had a draw there, but it was a berserk. No, was it berserk? I don't think it was berserk, but gets credit for a draw. Why would he get 2 points? Probably because there's so many in a row. Instead of 1, he gets 2. He has 32 points, 21 points from Quarantine Sucks. So I don't know who Quarantine Sucks is. Let me see who is Quarantine. Major Oz is third place with 18. Full Empty Pajamas has played 4 in a row, undefeated, coming up with 12. 11 is Shooty, 7-2-1-2. CPR Chess, which is Charlie Reese, has 9 points. Sims 124. K-Dub is 8th place. KJ Cobb is 1732. And B Chess H1 is in 10th place on the first page. All right, and we'll go to the second page, look at the leaders. Harper has dropped down, but he's tied with 10th place here. So is Dash 09, Bezel, Spark 101. Got Dash 10, Taste the Pace has had a checkered tournament so far. Win, loss, win, loss, win, loss. Wallace is on fire right now with 2 in a row. Wallace got 2nd place yesterday. Dilly Dilly 789, Determined Octopus coming up in the rear. And then you have Little Almond, Caitlin Cobb, Tacky Element, Khalid P1, Roper 7, Chase 101 Captain, Khalid P1, S. Joe, Leon 1357, CJ 294, Cool Peaceful Arrow, SME89, N, me, but I'm not playing, Kid 4 Gray, and Page Orange. Go back to the beginning. Now we only have 9 minutes left. So if we look at 9 minutes, Quarantine Sucks. Who's he playing? Super Samrat. Major Roz is trying to catch Quarantine Sucks with 9 minutes left. Full Empty Pajamas. It's going to be hard to catch Major Roz. I don't think that is possible. Who else is... to get in the top 3 is going to be tough. Because Major Raj has such a big lead. Who's Major Raj playing now? Playing CPR Chess. Major Raj could catch Quarantine Sucks if she beats CPR Chess here. Let's look at the game. This is another close position. It seems like we've seen this before. Another close position from Major Raj, where you have this bad bishop and a good bishop. Now, these two probably know each other really well. They're both from Holland. Probably have had, I could just imagine they've had these battles before over the real board, because they're from the same area. Sachi and Charlie Reese. Go to another game. That is an important game. Major Raj needs to beat CPR Chess to try to battle for the 3rd or 2nd place and catch Quarantine Sucks. Because Quarantine Sucks is playing probably a long game with Super Samrat. And if we look at what's happening now, Super Samrat has black. And I see that black is up a pawn. So if I know Super Samrat, he's going to grind this down. Looks like he has 1:08. I don't know if he did a berserk against Quarantine Sucks, but he don't need a berserk because he's pretty much winning the tournament. He has it. Actually, he is. He's won the tournament. There's nobody that can catch him. So you have this e4 square that you can stick a knight on. Knight is really good on e4. But instead he just goes for the trades. And maybe he plays bishop e4, or maybe, yeah, bishop e4 and f6. Queen h4, all kind of different moves that he can play. So I think, but Samrat has only 38 seconds left. So this is going to be interesting. So here I would play, okay, so he plays knight to e3. Okay, so now Super Samurai trades pieces. He's up 1 pawn. Bishop is really strong here. And Quarantine Sucks is really trying to get the moves going. Now look at Super Samurai. He's starting to create pass pawns on both sides of the board. So he has a pass H pawn and a pass D pawn. And when you have a bishop versus a knight, these are the situations that the knight have the worst problem with, is being able to deal with multiple pass pawns. So now this bishop on e2 is supporting the queening square now. You're threatening just to play d3, d2, and d1, and game is over. So Super Samrat, who actually doesn't have any, now one thing I must warn, he doesn't have any increment. He doesn't have an increment at all. If Quarantine Sucks would just take his time, I think Quarantine Sucks could actually win this game. Because Super Samrat can't afford to do much of anything because he doesn't have any increment. Super Samrat is actually going for the draw now because he knows he only has 1.5 seconds left. And there's the draw. Stalemate, Super Samrat gets the draw. Quarantine Sucks might have saved himself from losing in the tournament, losing his space, his place. Thanks for joining us here in Michigan Junior Chess Arena. We have 5 minutes left. And I'm going to go through the top 10 again. Super Samrat, Quarantine Sucks, Major Raj. Probably would have to berserk in order to catch. Full Empty Pajamas is right behind Major Raj. That's going to be an important game if that's coming. K-Dub 1041. Shooty just passed him up. KJ Cobb, Die09, Sims 124, and Vizel, Adi Ezel, the future of the Implodians, is in 10th spot. Super Samrat is, oh, Major Raj is playing, oh, they're still playing. What's happening here? Let's check back in on this game. Major Raj needs to win this game and maybe one more berserk. Now look at this. So now we see Queen takes, and now look at Major Raj actually will win a piece here. Will win a piece. Maybe a4, marching the pass pawn down. But I love how Major Raj, now see, that really did not help. She didn't see that the knight could take on e7. But she's still fine. She still has a material advantage. But she has a rook for a knight. So now I would like to see move like a4, getting the pass pawn going. a4, a4, a4. There it goes. And that puts a lot of pressure on CPR chess, 18 seconds to 30. Probably should just take that. Oh, doesn't take it. All right. Maybe push again. She allows that bishop to be taken, knowing that she's going to get a queen. Pawn push. 23 seconds. She still knows she has more time. Doesn't panic. Man, what a player Sachi is. And now it's just a queen on the board. 18 seconds. 20 to 7. Rook takes away the pass pawn, the only hope, and resigns. So now we have to go back to the tournament. We had 5 minutes left before we seen this game, reviewed that game. So what do we have now? We have 2 minutes left. Major Raj is 3 points behind. Quarantine Sucks. Full Empty Pajamas is a full 3 behind Major Raj. Let's see. Shooty, Super Samrat, Kata, Full Empty Pajamas. And the problem is Major Raj hasn't got a game. Has not got a game yet. And that's the one thing that sucks. If there's no game available, then you can't play. And so Major Raj Major Raj won't be able to catch. He is not playing. 1 minute and 30 seconds left. Everyone's trying to get their last points. I'm gonna go over the top 10 again. Super Samrat has won first place. He's clinched first place by far, over 10 points ahead of second place. Quarantine Sucks has clinched top 3, either second or third. Major Raj, I'm not gonna say she's clinched top 3. It's possible that Full Empty Pajamas could pass right now. So let's look at that game. Full Empty Pajamas could pass Major Raj right now because she's just waiting on a game. Full Empty Pajamas has more time, and he has to get a move on 46 seconds. If he doesn't win in this amount of time, it's over. He won't be able to get third place. And it doesn't look like this is going to shake out for him anytime soon. Actually, if I picked anyone, it might be white is better. Here you play A4 to stop B5. What else do you have? Maybe bishop to F3. So this is bishop F3 seemed like that was a move that was actually winning, but this looks like this looks very bad for white. Or for black, I'm sorry. So Full Empty Pajamas, we have, I don't think you're going to be able to finish in that time. And actually, how much time do we have left? We're done. We are done with this tournament. I don't see time at all. But I will tell you that these places are set. And it looks like Super Samrat is going to be our champion today for Michigan Junior Online Arena. And that, I think, gives him, he got third place yesterday and now first place. He has 2 tournaments where he's placed in the top 3. Quarantine Sucks, who I don't know who that person is. But we'll find out. Quarantine Sucks, please tell me who you are so I can give you a shout out. You did really good, getting 23 points, second to the 33 of Super Samrat. Major Raj, of course, Sachi from Holland, undefeated in this tournament. And Full Empty Pajamas, also undefeated in the tournament. And also had a berserk, so was trying to catch up to the leaders. KJ Cobb lost the first one, but won all the other games after that. Shooty, 7212. He has 13 points. But one thing about Shooty, if you look at, he has a checkered record, where it's like win-loss, win-loss, win-loss. So he would have had way more points if he could string together 2 or 3 in a row, actually. 3 in a row. That would have gave him extra points. And that means a lot since he has 13. The next person has 16. Kata, 1041, had 12 points. Played 5 games, but won 4 out of 5 of those games. Dida, 09, little 9-year-old from Canton, has 12 points. Sims, 124, is on the first page. Won every game but 1. He played 5 and he won 4. Bezel, the future of the Implodians, 3rd grader. Adi Izel at 10 points. And those are your players. Those are all the players in the top 10. There's still some games going on, but these games are just games for rating. I wonder what happened with this game because Samrat has, okay, so White is victorious. So White actually beats Super Samrat, but it doesn't count. But it counts for ratings. So he does beat Super Samrat in a game. So here, it's over. Super Samrat is number 1. He played 9 games. Win rate, 78. Look at that berserk rate. He berserked 89% of his opponents. Think about it. He lost the first game, played the lower players, and then came up through berserks on the lower players. That's not all. I mean, that's not a secret to success. If you had more of the higher players, for sure. If you know you're the highest player, it might be something that you would look at. There's so many different ways and strategies to try to win. Quarantine sucks. 9 games, won 67%, no berserks, and got second place. And Major Raj performed at a 2045 level, won 86% of the games, played 7, and got third place. So again, we're gonna go to the top 10. I'm gonna name you guys off. Full Empty Pajamas is number 4 with 17. KJ Cobb is 16. Shooty 7212. K-Dub 1041 comes 7. 8 is D-Daz 09. Sims is 9th place. Sims 124 is 9th place. And Vizel is 10th place in the tournament. Thanks everybody for coming. Every day we'll be doing this at 3:30. The registration starts at 2:30. You can find that registration link on Implodians Facebook page. If you just go search Implodians Chess Facebook, IMPLODIANS on the Facebook page. The link will be there. But also I'm gonna share the link with your coaches every day and your parents every day. And we're gonna be doing this for this whole week from Monday through Friday, or actually from even Saturday and Sunday. We're going to do it for the whole week, and then we're going to get into the Michigan Cup, where there will be sections. There will be an open section. There will be a under 1,600 section or under 1,400 section. Might even be an under 1,000 section, depending on how many kids we have. So the more you guys come, the more sections we will have. And then in those sections, that's where the trophies come. You could be first, second, or third in the under 1,400 section and then grab the trophies. Now, will I hand you the trophies? Nope, we can't do that. It's quarantine. But I can send you the trophies. Now, that tournament will be a small fee, very small fee, because we have to pay for the tournaments and the trophies in the operation of the tournament. But it's going to be big fun. I can't wait till that happens. And tomorrow, we're going to have more guests to come along and join us in our Michigan Junior Online Chess Arena. All right. And until tomorrow, I am Coach Wilson. Implodian out.